Already fragile, Pakistan's coalition government is about to break up after inconclusive talks over judges. Just what are the real causes of the disagreements between the country's governing partners? This is Inside Story. Hello, I'm Imran Garda. Just 6 weeks after Pakistani politicians formed a coalition, the country's government is now facing an uncertain future. Speaking in a press conference on Monday, PML-N party leader Nawaz Sharif said that all of his ministers will resign on Tuesday. The announcement comes because of a delay in reinstating judges President Pervez Musharraf dismissed back in November. The two coalition parties had hoped to come to an agreement on the issue by the end of April and even extended the deadline until this week. Both parties agreed the judges should be reinstated and met in Dubai and London to try to resolve the issue. But in the end, they disagreed on how to do it. The PML-N wants the judges to be restored to their jobs outright. But the PPP wants the judges to be reinstated as part of a larger package of constitutional reforms. This isn't the only issue the coalition partners have disagreed on. The PPP isn't against working with President Musharraf, but that's something Nawaz Sharif's party opposes. While speaking at a press conference on Monday, Nawaz Sharif announced his party's decision to have their ministers step down.
I want to inform the people of Pakistan that our working committee of the Pakistan Muslim League was in session with our parliamentary committee. They've decided that because today is the 12th of May deadline, that we have decided to honour our promise to the people of Pakistan. That deadline is fast approaching, so our ministers will tender their resignations Tuesday to the Prime Minister and they will resign from their ministries.
Well, joining us now are our guests in Islamabad, Irfan Hussain, a columnist at Pakistan's Dawn newspaper. Also in Islamabad, Latif Khosa, a senator from the Pakistan People's Party. And in Lahore, Arifa Khalid, a PML-N member of the Punjab Assembly. Thank you very much for joining us. Irfan Hussain, if I could start off with you, why now? Why has this decision been made so soon after the new government was formed?
Well, clearly, there is a lot of confusion here at the moment about the outcome of the talks. We know that they failed, and unfortunately, there seems to be no meeting of minds here. But to find out why, we think we need to get away behind the black and white of the headlines to get the inside story. And I suspect that there's much more than is being bandied about. And I'm sure the two politicians on your program will give their party positions, and I'd like to come in late after them and give my take on all this.
Let's bring Latif Khosa into this. Sure, let's bring Latif Khosa. Is this judges' disagreement only one among a series of disagreements that we don't know of? Are there any hidden stumbling blocks?
Well, I don't think there's anything hidden about it. We have tried our level best to go for a national reconciliation. We wanted everybody to be on board because we thought that the problems being faced by the people of Pakistan and by this country, which has been in a lot of turbulence over the past many years, and with a military dictator, there has been a complete mess and a chaos of the problems of this country. We thought that it is only the united will of the people of Pakistan, reflected in the parliament, that can unitedly resolve the issues of the people of Pakistan and take this country out of the messy situation in which it has been thrown into. So therefore we wanted a broader reconciliation, and we took all the democratic forces, and even we went to the extent of asking one of our allies who has now disagreed with us to be the Prime Minister of Pakistan. We even asked him that he is the elder brother, let him take the lead. We even gave him the most prominent of the ministries in the federal government, although by ourselves we could have made the federal cabinet and the federal government. But you see, we said, fine, we do stand, and on the 14th of May 2007, the Charter of Democracy signed between the Shaheed late Mohtarma Benazir Bhutto and Mia Nawaz Sharif in London clearly outlined and the modalities of the independence of judiciary. It was a thoroughly considered code in which both the parties took full responsibility of how the judiciary would be revamped once we come into power.
So are you saying that Nawaz Sharif has reneged on his promises and on the agreements?
Well, I think Nawaz Sharif, I would not say anything. He has his own perceptions. We have to respect that, because divergence and diversity is the beauty of democracy. We give him all the allowances for that. He may have this manifesto on the basis of which he got the votes, for which we did not. It was not a part of our manifesto, but at the same time we stand committed to the independence of judiciary. But you see, it was being said that a resolution in the National Assembly. Now mind you, National Assembly is over-dominant represented by one province. It does not reflect it is not the parliament. It is not the voice of the Federation of Pakistan. The Federation and the parliament includes the Senate of Pakistan, where all the 4 provinces are equally represented.
So is that a part of the list of constitutional amendments, this package that the PPP has been talking about?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that the resolution or the executive order was not doable, was not executable. That would have been a joke. We tried to convince our partners that, look here, we are prepared. The Murray Declaration and our will is, yes, we want to revamp the judiciary. Yes, we want to restore them. But we also will not dislodge those who are sitting. This was in the Murray Declaration itself. So therefore, we wanted to have a package in which this situation could be retrieved.
All right, I want to bring in Arifa Khalid. I think you've made your point. I want to bring in Arifa Khalid here. The accusation, Arifa Khalid, that the PML-N, your party, has jeopardized the democratic process, has scuppered all the gains made by the Pakistani people over the past few months. How would you respond to that?
I don't think so that this happened, because I think Nawaz Sharif and our party, we really want democracy, and we have done everything possible to restore judiciary.
But pulling out of a government that's just a few weeks old, I'm sorry to interrupt you, that seems very anti-democratic.
Yeah. No, it's not anti-democratic, because we have the votes on this line, and we have taken the oath that we will definitely restore the judges, and this is the main thing. And to have democracy, you should have independent judiciary, and this is our stand, and we are very committed to our stand.
And what's the way forward then?
That is the only reason that we are... Sorry, excuse me?
When will the PML-N come back into the government?
PML-N is very much in the government, and PML-N is selected by the government. It's not that we have come like a dictator into a party. We are very much here, and we are very much part of the peoples of Punjab and all the Pakistan.
Irfan Hussain, you've heard both sides now. What's your take on this?
Now, I'm afraid both of them are repeating public positions without attempting to clarify further, because the People's Party is saying that it's being very constitutional and legalistic, while the PML-N is taking the moral high ground. I suspect there's much more going on behind the scenes. More than constitutional and legal difficulties, I think there are very raw, very real political rivalries coming to the surface here. Because we mustn't forget that basically the People's Party and the PML-N are the rivals for power in Pakistan. Pakistan has developed into a two-party state. The PML-Q, I think, was an aberration which is dying a natural death now. So the rivalry is between the People's Party and the PML-N. And there is, I think, a definite concern within People's Party High Command that if Mr. Justice Iftikhar Chaudhry is reinstated, then he will start hearing the cases against Musharraf that his election was illegal. And if it deems him to be illegally elected, then the acts he has done as president, has ordered, for instance, the election, they're also illegal. And therefore, fresh elections could be called. Now, this is the worst case scenario, I suspect, is lurking in the minds of the People's Party leadership. So they are not. So if they seem to be dragging their feet over the reinstatement of the ex-Chief Justice, I think it's with political ends in mind. It's not so much the constitutional and legal aspects of it.
You made an interesting point there. Sorry to interrupt you. I want to bring in Latif Khosa. Does the PPP and Asif Ali Zardari have something to fear with the immediate reinstatement of the judges?
Well, you see, that can't be done. I mean, it's hilarious. It's an ignorance of the law and constitution and the dispensation which exists. It is in complete ignorance of the judgments which have emanated from the Supreme Court of Pakistan, de facto or de jure, whatever you call it. We may not like it. We never liked Musharraf's taking over on the 12th of October 1999. We have never accepted him for a day as the de jure president. Although de facto he is there, we will not be able to punch him out. It is Article 47 that you can impeach him out. Therefore, you need a constitutional dispensation. You see, what we are trying to say is there is already a Chief Justice of Pakistan appointed by the President of Pakistan, who alone has the prerogative under the Constitution. The federal government does not come, and mind you, does not come in the appointment of the Chief Justice of Pakistan. And the other judges are also appointed only by the President in consultation with the Chief Justice of Pakistan. And you see, this is again, if you bring about a resolution or an executive order, it will be thrown in the waste paper basket, and a single judge will just suspend it, and it will be of no legal effect. Why do we want to make a mockery of our National Assembly and the Prime Minister, who would pass an order which would not be implemented and executable? What we are trying to convince everybody is that, for God's sake, it is constitutional. It is wrong, my learned friend on the journalistic side has said that there is much more there too. There is nothing. Nawaz Sharif is a regional party from Punjab. Pakistan People's Party is the only national party which has emerged successful in all the 4 provinces of Pakistan. We have no problem in working with Mia Nawaz Sharif. We want to work with the PML-N. We want to take them on board. We will not fill the ministries which they are leaving, except for the finance ministry, because the budget is on. We will keep them vacant. We will still have our arms open for him to come along and resolve the issues of the country. You see, judiciary is not the only issue. It is irrelevant for a common man who does not have food to eat, who does not have electricity crisis going on, who does not have employment avenues, who cannot send his children to school.
All right, Latif Khosa, sorry to interrupt you. I want to bring in Arifa Khalid. You made quite a few points there. Arifa Khalid, it seems as if Latif Khosa is showing that there is a lot of common ground to work with here.
Yes, I agree that, and I'm appreciating his generosity, but the thing is that we are selected because there was definitely our motive to bring the judges back and to restore the law and order and to restore the judiciary. This is our main agenda, and this is one of the big issues. And we are not denying that there is not any food in the country and there's no electricity. Who is denying that? We know those issues, and we are very much with the People's Party here that we want to resolve all these issues, but we cannot ignore this very important issue that the judiciary has to be restored. And we have taken a stand on it, and the whole nation has taken. Punjab is a very big region. It's not a small region. It's highly populated, and a huge majority wants that. And the civil society, you can see, they have started from Peshawar to Karachi. I mean, it's not just Punjab who is doing it. If they want to ignore this fact and they don't want to hear the voices of people, that's a different thing. But I still hope that we would have a chance of probably some negotiations. But I don't know, Mia Nawaz Sharif has given a lot of time, and he has shown a lot of patience. And I think that our main agenda is to definitely bring the judges back. And we have even accepted the PCO judges. But the thing is that there has to be somewhere some light coming to us.
Okay, it is time for a short break. When we come back, we ask who stands to gain from the breakup of Pakistan's coalition government. Do stay with us.